Thank you for tuning in to tonight's game. Your game is coming up next. But here's some information from the Indiana High School Athletic Association.
6 easy ways to become an MVP. And by MVP, we mean most valuable parent. Like all of us, the parents of high school athletes tend to protect their children from adversity, or they overly involve themselves by advocating for their success. But when they do, they're negating the value of participating in high school sports. Among other lessons, high school sports teach teenagers to take nothing for granted, how to overcome obstacles, and that an extraordinary commitment of time and effort is required in order to reach goals and experience achievement. High school sports also encourage independence and self-sufficiency, attributes that are needed to be successful in life. It's natural for parents to love their children, and it's important to support them in as many ways as possible. With this in mind, here are 6 easy ways that you can be the MVP of your child's high school team. Number 1, attend your children's games as often as possible. Nothing demonstrates interest and involvement more than being there. And be sure to invite Grandma and Grandpa to come along with you. Number 2, cheer for all the kids on the team, not just your own. Here's a test for you. Do you know all the players on your child's team? Could you say hello to them by their first name? Embracing the entire team is a great way to show that your interest is sincere. Number 3, be a resource for your child's team. Does a teammate need help with transportation? Is the team trying to raise money for new uniforms? Is someone needed to organize a pizza party before the tournament starts? Maybe you can help. Number 4, try not to criticize the coach or the officials in front of your child. Hey, you're human, and there may be times when you need to vent, but be careful when and to whom you do it. Criticizing the coaching staff undermines its credibility and tends to put your child in the middle. And games are seldom won or lost because of an official's call. Remember, coaches and officials are objective. Most parents are not. Empower your child to talk with the coach about concerns. Everybody wants more playing time, and understandably so. But encourage your children to have that conversation with their coaches instead of you doing it for them. Giving teenagers the confidence and conviction to speak up for themselves is one of the greatest benefits of participating in high school sports. Number 6, focus on the life lessons your children are learning, not on win-loss records or how many points they're scoring. According to the NC2A, only about 2% of all high school athletes win a sports scholarship, and the average value of it is less than $11,000. But every child will benefit from the lessons they've learned as a result of participating in high school sports for the rest of their lives. It's difficult being the parent of a high school athlete. There's far more emotion and social pressure involved than is ideal. But if you follow these 6 pointers, not only will your children love and respect you, but so will their teammates and coaches. And you might even be named MVP. Thank you for your support of high school athletics in Indiana. Stay tuned now. The Indiana SRN game is next. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Good evening, everybody. It's a beautiful fall evening here at Noblesville, and it's homecoming at Guerin Catholic High School here in Noblesville, Indiana. And alongside Tom St. Amand, I'm Jonathan Mathis, and we're happy to bring you this presentation of Golden Eagle TV presented by Indiana SRN, and that is our matchup and occasion for being here. The Northview Knights and the Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles, both teams entering on different trajectories, though. Northview at 5-1, Guerin at 1-3. Guerin coming off of a really tough last couple weeks. September was not too kind to Guerin Catholic. They played 3 conference opponents and lost them all, and that will settle in for Guerin for a last place finish in the Circle City Conference. But the sectionals are still ahead. There's still 3 more games to go. And if you look at the overall standings, or if you look at the last couple results, Guerin Catholic fell to Roncalli 42-0 and to Bishop Chatard last week 38-0. Northview, on the other hand, had a thrilling victory leading into this matchup. They beat then number 1 in Class 1A Lutheran 26-25 in double overtime. That was the first win for Northview over a number 1, and regardless of the class, in 17 years. Huge win for them. There was a little bit of trepidation afterwards, a little calm. It's one thing to beat a number 1 team. It's another thing to beat a team that is 3 classes below you. But be that as it may, Northview enters on a 5-game winning streak, and they're looking to win a 6th straight game for the 4th straight season, which is something the entire senior class has experienced. That is the last time Northview did not have a season where they had 6 straight wins, was when the senior class was in 8th grade. This Northview Knight team from Brazil, Indiana, is quite accustomed to having success, and they had a long drive coming over to get to Guerin Catholic. It's an hour and a half from Brazil, and they left at about 4 to get here and get everything squared away. Guerin Catholic, much shorter trip, but the Golden Eagles have the long trip looking to get back at Redemption. They have been over 500 for a long time, at least 5 years. Consistently, Guerin's been over 500, and getting a win tonight will be crucial if Guerin wants to turn that into a 6th consecutive run, at least in recent memory. Tom, coming into this game, if we look at what Guerin Catholic has done, they have been struggling, and if you want to have room for redemption, maybe differentiate the little things, not just rely on the ground game.
That's what you would hope for, especially on a homecoming game. The team is all psyched up and ready to play. The players have been doing their best. They've been working their hearts out. However, it does seem like the run game seems to be their go-to move. You always want to see a few great passes through the air and find those gaps in the defense. Yeah, and
Sam Miller had a little. He looked pretty decent, looked pretty good against Roncalli, but last game not so much. He was 2 for 6, just 9, and then Jack McGowan came in, finished off the game. But the passing attack for Guerin has been lacking, even though they have talent in the exterior with Elijah Edwards and Max McGreal and stuff.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. The receiving corps seems to be out there doing their job. They're running the routes. They're where they need to be. It's just the team seems like they haven't had enough time to connect.
Guerin Catholic coming up ahead, a rescheduled matchup next week at Decatur Central, and then Culver at home to close out the year. Northview, again, they have 2 more games left before sectionals as well, and their offense has been getting progressively better, and that's kind of the MO for quarterback Keegan Garrison. He likes the longer the season gets going, it seems like he gets better.
Well, he's been playing with the team for long enough. He's had experience since his sophomore year, and it looks like at the moment he's averaging, almost 400 reception yards a game. He's throwing that ball through the air quite a bit.
Northview, this is the first time these two teams have met each other on occasion. That's a rarity. Guerin, coming into this one, what would you be interested in seeing from the Golden Eagles if they're going to be successful in this game?
The Golden Eagles really need to make sure that they shore up their defense, play their coverage, and watch out for those passes. It seems like in the past when the passes have slipped through the cracks, it tends to add on an extra 10 or 15 yards.
For Northview, flipping the script around, the Knights, they're predominantly through the air, but they do have a good running attack, good running back in Corbin Allen. What do the Northview Knights need to do to be able to get a W here and spoil Guerin Catholic's homecoming?
I think their main goal would just to be make sure you keep pressure in the backfield. Get those players through the cracks, and tackle anybody that's carrying the ball at the time.
And Northview, they've been very good at doing just what Tom said. They've had 15 sacks on the season. Elias Gordon is a fantastic disruptor on the defensive line. The senior, he's been pretty good. He's got 6.5 sacks this year.
Yeah, and it looks like a few colleges have noticed that too and are keeping their eye on him.
For looking at this matchup, a little history perspective, because who wouldn't be interested in a little history blast? On October 2nd, on this date in program history, Northview is 5-1, and the last time they played, it went very well. That was back in 2015, and Northview beat Greencastle 62-7 on this date 5 years ago. Guerin Catholic is 1-1 on October 2nd. The last time was a close loss to Brebeuf, 21-16. Now that doesn't necessarily mean much, but it is a little tidbit. But Northview, they like the state.
Guerin seems to enjoy making sure that they're at least 500 on the season. This year, a little bit behind. There's time. They can catch up.
They most certainly can. They do need to improve on executing, but we alluded to this in the opening. As you see Guerin in their black jerseys getting ready to destroy that poor little sign in front of them. They've been playing a brutal schedule. It's the 21st toughest schedule in the state, and that they've played every team that they have played has been ranked, with the exception of McCutcheon. It doesn't necessarily get easier. Decatur Central coming up, but Northview tonight. It's going to be interesting. You have a contrast in the styles. Northview, most of the teams that Northview has played have been passing to teams, and then Guerin Catholic, a predominant run team, and Northview's coach Matt Rates is well aware that there's a lot of depth on that offensive front for Guerin, and maybe the Golden Eagles, this would be the opportunity to get that bad taste out of their mouth from Roncalli and Bishop Chatard.
It sure would. I know iron tends to sharpen iron, as they say. So any kind of opponent that can give Guerin a challenge will eventually only make them better. Right now, they're doing their best to get their numbers where they can. They're just coming up short in the end.
Guerin Catholic 1-3, Northview 5-1. We'll be taking a quick little break, and when we come back, we'll look at the starting lineups and get you set for kickoff between Guerin Catholic and Northview here on Golden Eagle TV, presented by Indiana SRN.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Welcome back, everyone, here to Guerin Catholic High School, Noblesville, the occasion and the word I stumbled on, just full disclosure. But weather tonight is perfect fall weather. 54 degrees. Wind is not much. It's 1 mile an hour out of the northwest. It's cloudy, but it's also going to be night soon, so that's not really going to matter that much. Sunset has technically already occurred. We're on a full moon to begin our first game of October, some autumn football, and the weather is ideal, especially here in the Midwest for that time. For that time of year, and we're looking forward to it. Guerin Catholic entering at 1-3, Northview at 5-1. Looking at the offense and defensive lines, we'll look at the starters in a moment. But if you look just the situation on the front, who has the size advantage when Northview has the ball, they have a 46-pound difference over the projected Guerin defensive line. Guerin has a smaller advantage over Northview when you flip it around. Guerin a 6-pound advantage. That means there's some big boys on the defensive line for Northview, and it's going to be a challenge if you're going to try to run the ball, Tom, and you're going up against a strong defensive front, especially an experienced one like Northview has with a great player like Elias Gordon. You really have to be on your P's and Q's to make sure you can clear him out of the way.
That is Absolutely true. I know some teams tend to go for a smaller front where you get quick moves and quick hits. It's still difficult going up that big opponent that can take you down in a single hit.
Yeah, so coming into this season, and this will be one of the exceptions, but it has been a phenomenal season for Guerin Catholic sports. They have won 5 conference titles in the Circle City, and that is the most ever in a season for Guerin Catholic, and that's the second time ever in the history of the Circle City Conference that one school has won 5. Boys cross country, boys tennis, girls golf, and then boys and girls soccer are both conference champions, and maybe some of that will rub off on the football field tonight. We'll take a peek at the starting lineups. We're going to begin with the Guerin Catholic offense. We'll reflect on them momentarily, but this is how they're going to start. There it is. Quarterback Sam Miller, he's started every game this season looking for a bounce back. Jagger Albert, the senior running back. Starting defender, he had recorded 122 tackles in his career before switching to running back full-time this year. The halfback, the H-back, plays a little bit of everywhere, is Braden Hall. He's got 9 rushes. He has 5 receptions on the season. The wide receivers, Tom touched on him, but Elijah Edwards has been really good. He had a really good game against Ron Colley earlier this couple weeks ago.
He really did. He was able to pull down 8 catches against that team, and any kind of reception yards you can throw in high school always make you feel good.
Ryan Glenn is the junior next to him. He'll be on the opposite end of the field, and Max McGreel, primarily a blocker, but when he has caught the ball, it's gone for significant yardage. He has a few catches, but they've gone for 23 yards apiece. That offensive line, Josh Holba, the freshman, making his start tonight. He was quite promising to Coach Tom Dilley in the preseason. He was really impressed with Josh. And the Holba name is quite accustomed to Guerin Catholic athletics. Matt, his older brother, was a star basketball player. Scotty Smith is moved over. He began the year at left tackle, shifted into left guard. He's a sophomore. Luke Schenk is a junior. Max Cosell is a sophomore. And Brandon McElvena, another sophomore. A lot of youth across that Guerin Catholic offensive front. The defensive line and defensive front, a little bit more experienced. On the top row, Robert Sapienza started most of the year on offense, was now playing defensive end. He will be one of the bookends, along with Alex Ternay surrounding Trent Gallagher. That defensive front for Guerin, not very big. They're going to rely on their quickness. Quickness also not an issue. For the linebacking core, Parker Bell, the former soccer player, Max McGreel, you've heard him earlier, the tight end, Braden Hall, the H-back, and Dylan Balser. They can really move, and that's a strength of this defense for Guerin Catholic. The cornerback, Danny Rode, is a splendid one. He was in the preseason small school top 22, very talented prospect. Luke Moody, been a little up and down, but he's been, when he's played well, he has an interception to his credit this season. He will be on the opposite end of the field. The two safeties are similar to each other, both in number and in physique, but Adam Novlin will be the free safety. Max Nickel will be returning a lot of the kicks and playing strong safety. And this, if for Guerin Catholic, this defense really needs to give them the opportunities for the offense.
That is absolutely true. The defense is always able to win those championships, but for the most part, they have got to keep their eye on the pass game. The pass game is what's gotten them in the past, especially last week, but this team, it's something you got to watch out for.
And Northview, they're going to enter tonight 5-1, making a little bit of a long trek from the west side of the state. Their offense has been humming. They've got 5 straight wins, looking for number 6, Keegan Garrison, the senior quarterback. Closing in Coach Matt Rates was not exactly sure, but this is either his 19th consecutive or 20th consecutive start. He first started quarterback at the end of his sophomore year, started every game last year, every game this year, and having that consistency is huge for the Northview Knights. Corbin Allen is a wonderful student and a strong running back. He's at exactly 100 attempts on the season, and so it's pretty easy if you do your little mathematics to come up with 7.3 yards on the ground. Elias Gordon, the fullback, Easton Morgan, and Vincent Bonomo, the wide receivers, Braxton Sampson, the tight end, and the offensive line, Gabe Stockram, Dakota Mackey, Devin Barnhart, Colton McKee, and Dylan Zentko. The defense, we will touch on right now. Elias Gordon, Colton McKee, Isaac Torbert, Gabe Stockram. The front, the linebackers, just 2 of them, Parker Jordan, Braxton Sampson. The corners, Easton Morgan and Josh Wright. Dylan White, Corbin Allen, and Elias Grad will be the safeties. They've got 3 of them. And we're getting ready for kickoff to begin this first game of autumn here for football in the state of Indiana. And Guerin Catholic looking to get off a losing skid. They haven't lost 4 straight games since 2013, 7 years ago. These players were all in middle school when that happened, if not younger. And we're getting ready for more football, and let's play some. That's Addison Lucian, I should say, sending it downfield. It will be fielded in play, and looking for a seam, not really getting it, was Easton Morgan just out across the 21, and that is where Northview will begin this game from just outside of their own red zone. So mark it on the 21. And it'll be Keegan Garrison's opportunity to start up this one. From the gun. Hands it off. Corbin Allen squeaks through, and then he's swarmed by Parker Bell and number 25, Braden Hall. Second and 7 coming up for for Northview. That Guerin defense, they rely on their speed, but they've been run out of the gym a couple times. They're going to need the offense to be able to take some of that time up, give them some ability to rest. But this is an opportunity here. We'll see if they can limit the run just like they did, just a gain of 3 last time out. Garrison fires, completes it. Bonomo, he's ushered out of bounds across the 30, almost to the 35-yard line. It'll be first down, moving the chains for Northview. But Vinny Bonomo, Jr., he's been an interesting player. That's now his 14th reception on the season, but he didn't play this is almost his 4th or 5th game of his career. He did not play as a freshman because he broke his ankle. Then he had a Polaris accident, the outside vehicle, and that cost him his sophomore year. And then he missed the first couple of games of his junior year, and now here he is finishing off his junior year, and he's got the first catch of the game for Garrison, who will now run and is met immediately by McGreal, and the ball came out, and Guerin says they have it, but the referees say maybe not. So it'll be second down. They lost yardage. 2nd and 12 for Northview. Not much downfield yet for Northview, though. Keegan Garrison, that pass attempt where he completed to Bonomo was his 100th attempt of the season, and he's now 60 for 100. So a 60% passer for Keegan Garrison, quite impressive, and that just improved. Bonomo gets it across the 35, not much from the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd down and long coming up for Northview, and the Knights facing their first 3rd down of this game on the season. They are about 46% on 3rd down, which is not good, not bad, right in the middle. And we'll see what head coach Mark Rates and Keegan Garrison have in store for Guerin Catholic. You can see Elias Gordon, the fullback, number 12. In motion is Sampson. And Garrison doesn't have really anyone downfield. Now they pop open, and who else? Vinny Bonomo reels in his 3rd catch of the game, and it's another first down for Northview. Let's take another peek at that one. Garrison just ranging over Bonomo. Not much of a window. Covered well by Moody. But it's the 2nd first down.
Bonomo's come down with every single pass that's come his way, and 2 of them for 9 yards. That's hard to beat.
That is, especially you're just trying to move the chains, and you've got reliable Vinny Bonomo, 16 receptions on the season for number 15. And he's at the bottom of your screen. Here's the handoff. Allen wrapped down immediately. The Guerin run defense and Parker Bell not allowing anything for Northview to this point. It'll be a second, and I don't think he got anything there, Tom.
No, it doesn't look like it. They've had 1 or 2 plays that have picked up 0 yards. Both of them runs so far. One by the quarterback and one by Allen.
So if you add that up, that is 1 point. No, that's a little less than that. Yeah, 1.5 for Allen. Not much doing on the run. That's something for Guerin Catholic's defense you're really going to need if you can shut down that run game.
Absolutely true. The trick is you got to stop the passes. With those passes of almost a first down each.
And Bonomo's been tough, and here he is on this reverse. Nice block on the backside, and it springs Bonomo down the sideline and swung down across the 30-yard line. That block on the edge gave Stockrum sealed off Danny Rode. Fantastic block by Stockrum, and it looked like this. Gets everyone leading. There's Rode, pin position. Stockrum clears him out. Novlin can't catch him, and Bonomo across the 30-yard line. And then hold up. There is a flag on the play. And I'm going to move it all back. So that was impressive, but it's not going to count. So it was second down and 10, and they're going to lose about 15 on the play. An illegal block is what it was. And I think that was probably the illegal block that I was highlighting. We might be able to take another peek back at that one, but not yet. We'll see. We'll have to check with producer Brett if he thinks that's what it was. He thinks it was, and we'll maybe later. But right now it's second and long for Garrison and Northview. That's Bonomo in motion. He's been the man for Northview. Garrison will not look to him, though. He'll look for Elias Gordon. Great defensive player, makes a good move, steps out of one, gets it across to the 40-yard line. It'll be to the 41. Decent play, but it's going to be third and very long for Northview.
7-yard pickup is not really going to get them a first down when they end up moving the chains back that far.
No, and they've got a Baker dozen yards needed here on third. Although Keegan Garrison has been quite accurate so far on this game. He is 3 for 3. Make that 4 for 4 for 28 yards. He needs 13 here. He's got Gordon back with him. At the bottom of the screen is Easton Morgan. Bonomo's at the top. He's looking that way. The blitz comes. He heaves it, and it's intercepted downfield. Was that Danny Rode? Of course it was. His third of the year, and that's how the opening drive ends for Northview. Danny Rode on the receiving end of a heave by Keegan Garrison, and the 7th pick of the year looked like this. I think Tommy's going for Bonomo. The pressure makes him elevate it, and Danny Rhodes plucks it away.
If you take a look at that play, you can actually see Bonomo thought the ball was going much further. He's used to that quarterback not being rushed as quickly. He thought he had more time to look for it.
So we'll flip the score sheet over, and now it's Guerin Catholic's turn. Sam Miller, rough couple weeks looking to add to it. He's a just over 50% passer. He's got 224 yards. To his credit, he's going to hand off Jagger Albert, right side, accelerates away. Can Corbin Allen catch him? He will ride him out of bounds, but it's across the 20-yard line down to the 16. How about that for a start of the game?
That's exactly what Guerin needs to keep doing this entire game. Just put the pressure on, make them sweat.
Fantastic run by Jagger Albert. Great way to burst into this, onto the scene. Jagger's been the bellwether for this Guerin Catholic offense. He had 274 yards. He picked up 52 on that run, and that is his longest run of the season. And it's on the first play of the first series for Guerin Catholic. And here on the sweep is Ryan Glenn, gets it to the 15. So 2 plays, 2 runs for Guerin Catholic. First with Jagger Albert, then Ryan Glenn on the end around. That was Glenn's, I believe, 4th rush of the year, and it got just 1, so he's So he has four carries on the season for 17 and a 2nd and 9 for Guerin Catholic. They're going to spread it out. Wide to the top of your screen is freshman Jack Cherry, number 20. That's Elijah Edwards in the slot. Then Glenn, who just had the runs at the bottom. He looks for Glenn. Too high for Glenn. And Sam Miller is now 0 for 1, and it's 3rd and 9 for Guerin Catholic.
It's good to see that the coach is trusting and putting the ball in the air, though.
Yeah, that's going to be key. If you got to keep him honest, that's for sure. We'll see. Sam Miller entered the season. Was replacing Christian Gelov, who's playing for TCU now. There's several Guerin Catholic players in last year's senior class getting ready for some big-time college football coming up tomorrow. Nick Demis is one of them, with a former defending national champion LSU. But here's Miller. His time's now, and on 3rd down, completes it just across the 10-yard line, barely across the 10-yard line to Ryan Glenn. And it will depend on the spot. We'll see how close it is. 4th down, I believe. And they're going for it. 4th and 3 for Guerin Catholic. And how huge would this be for Guerin Catholic getting points on the board? First drive, not even 2 full minutes into that drive. Under center is Miller. That's Hall in motion. Here's Jagger Albert. Trying to fight through. He's tied up. He's going down. I don't think he's going to get there, folks. And it's a first down for Northview. So the first drive for Guerin Catholic didn't last very long. Not quite 2 full minutes, and it ends with a turnover on downs despite an impressive run by Jagger Albert. But Guerin Catholic left it a little empty. But Tom, I think if you got to be pretty enthused. That Guerin Catholic that looked pretty lively before it just petered out at the very end.
Guerin put a lot of work and effort into that drive, and they came so close. It's a shame to see them come up short.
Now Northview, they're looking to bounce back. It was an interception to Danny Rode last time out for Keegan Garrison. He's going to fire right now as Bonomo. Again, another completion. And then the just Nickel and Parker Bell smack him down. But now Garrison, 5 for 6, 34 yards. Bonomo has been on the receiving end of basically every throw for Northview. And it is 2nd and 4 for Northview.
Looks like Bonomo, at the moment is averaging almost 7 yards a catch. If he can keep that up, he'll be one of the most trusted guys out on the field late in the game.
That's quite reliable. Typical. That's old school Colts reference. Brandon Stokely type numbers, production. Handoff to Allen, and Corbin Allen goes nowhere. The run game not really working for Northview. Parker Bell has been everywhere, and he's in on the tackle, and he's fired up. You see him at the front of your screen. 2nd and 4. 3rd and 4 for Northview. Garrison will resume his familiar position in the gun. Corbin Allen right next to him. Easton Morgan, who has not been targeted yet, at the bottom of your screen. And Garrison's not going to target him either. He's going to go for Bonomo, and it's incomplete. Rode was there in coverage, but I believe that throw a little inaccurate by Guerin. Just his 2nd incompletion, but it's going to force a punt for Northview and a stop for Guerin Catholic's defense. They're used to doing pretty well defensively. Their opponents convert only 32% of the time on 3rd down against Guerin Catholic. And now back to punt. Zach Ferris, the junior, who averages 36.6 yards per punt. He's going to need to get a leg in this one, or Guerin Catholic's going to get great position unless they block it, and they do! It's going to be recovered by who? It doesn't matter. It's going to be great field position for Guerin on the doorstep of the goal line.
That is exactly what they were hoping for in the situation. They penetrated right through the line. They got to the kicker. No penalties committed. This is fantastic for them.
Anthony Ferrucci was one of them there. I think Nick Laub was another one, bursting through the line. And now Guerin Catholic right back where they left off, deep inside the Northview red zone. chance to get the first score of the game here with 3 to go. He's got 2 receivers out to the top, but Jagger Albert dotting the I. Be surprised if he doesn't get it. Up back, Braden Hall stopped. He's 2nd and goal. Wide to the top is Glenn. In the slot is Edwards. So far on this game, Albert has 2 carries for 52 yards. It's a 26-yard average. Guerin just needs 3. And it goes to Jagger, and he's going to walk on in. Touchdown. Guerin Catholic, his 3rd of the year, first in a while. First touchdown in 3 weeks. The last time was on September 11th against Brebeuf Jesuit, and now it's 6-0 Guerin Catholic. We wait the extra point for Addison Lucian, the senior. He's 3 for 3 on the season on extra points. The snap from Max McGreal, good. The hold from Sam Miller, good. The kick as well. And it's 7-0 Guerin Catholic on Golden Eagle TV, presented by Indiana SRN.
Your home and office make up a big part of your world. Sometimes trying to manage it all on your own can make you feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. And when the weight of the world is on your shoulders, you need a strong back or two to come to your rescue and haul your stress away. You need the College Hunks. Whether it's time to clear some space for new memories, to reinvent the room around you, or to simply pack up and move into a fresh new beginning, you can count on the Hunks to bear your burden so you don't have to. Let us move you today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.indianasrn.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Don't miss anything, folks. If you go onto our YouTube channel, you can watch live games, past games, and you can get updates if you click subscribe, hit that little bell. You won't miss any action. You might not miss anything, like a little 2-yard rumble into the end zone for Jagger Albert. Tom, that drive was very short.
Well, it was exactly what they needed it to be. It doesn't have to be a long drive as long as it's effective. And
this will be poorly decided by the kick returner for Northview. Easton maybe just let that one go out of bounds, but the Knights will start at the 10-yard line. And let's take another peek, Tom, at that touchdown.
I've really got to give credit to the line on that play. They were able to open that hole perfectly, gave him a clear run into the end zone.
And the new drive will begin for Northview. Last couple drives have not gone well. An interception to Danny Rode and a blocked punt. And now Northview staring at a deficit against Guerin Catholic. Coming into this game, before this game, this is all for funsies, but John Harrell has predicted scores, and he was predicting a close game between these two, combined 41 points, and a Northview win by a touchdown. They're down a touchdown, and this is going to be one hopped over to Gordon, and that is not legal. So it'll be 2nd and 10 coming up for Northview. I guess it's legal, it's just you can't. It doesn't count.
All right. Typically, it's a lot easier to catch the pass when it's not at your feet.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to actually complete it if you catch it. But 2nd and 10 for Northview. 2 straight incompletions. Garrison's last 4 passing attempts, he's 1 for 4 for just 6 yards, including an interception. And that was after he completed 4 straight passes to begin this game. Just 34 yards for the senior quarterback. Keegan, a great leader. Very few quarterbacks in high school will have as many starts as Keegan Garrison will. He's looking for a play downfield, and that one is just high. Just high of Easton Morgan. Let's see how close this one was to a pick. Ranging over. Good coverage by Guerin Catholic. And then coming on the back end just in front of Max Nickel.
He got up in the air just about as high as he could.
Yeah, he tried. That throw was, he had to climb a ladder to be able to reel in that one from Garrison.
It looked like he was able to get at least one hand on it, and that might be the reason that another interception didn't happen.
Yeah, definitely. It deflated Nichols' opportunity. But now another 3rd and long for Northview, and they're way back on their own end. Garrison got to have it throw, and Gordon didn't see it, and almost another interception. Danny Rode, again, broke on that ball. Gordon didn't turn around in time, didn't locate it. Rode did. And here's another peek at it, but it's going to be a punt for Northview, and the last one went really bad. And we'll see. He hasn't turned around yet. Now he sees it, and it's almost too late. Dylan Balser in coverage, and Elias Gordon blaming himself. But now we'll see that if this snap is too high. Zach Ferris, last punt was blocked, and normally he has a big leg. He's going to have to clobber at this one. Better snap. They're back there, though, and this is not great. It's going to die. The fantastic field position for Guerin Catholic. The punting, the special teams for Northview have not been very good. And now we'll see what Guerin can do on their 3rd possession. The first one was highlighted by a 52-yard run by Jagger Albert. The second one saw Jagger find the end zone after just a 3-yard rumble. Jagger has had 3 carries for 55. That average over 18, which is quite impressive.
So far this game, Guerin has really been able to capitalize on their amazing field position. I'm not sure if that will be the case the entire game, but for now, it is working for them.
Yeah, you got to take care of it while you have it. And typically, we'll catch up on the stat in a moment, but Guerin Catholic has been encountering horrible field position on the season, and Sam Miller gets this ball to about the 26. So on that number we had, Guerin Catholic has been averaging, their average start of their drive has been their own 27-yard line, and that is not the case tonight. Guerin getting fantastic field position to begin this drives, and that 1-yard run brings up 2nd and 9 for Sam Miller and Guerin. Glenn is at the bottom. Wide to the top is Noah Stubbs. The leading receiver for Guerin is Elijah Edwards. They're going to go to the leading running back, and Jagger Albert across the 20-yard line to about the 18. We'll see where they mark it. But a great run by the Guerin Catholic senior running back.
Looked to be about a 6-yard pickup.
So that gives him, he's climbing already 61 yards on 4 carries for Jagger.
It's a strange situation when a 6-yard pickup actually brings your average down.
It has. It killed 3 yards from his average. But it's 3rd down and 2. Hall in motion. Jagger fights forward. The ball came out. Is it a turnover? And it is. Both teams have turned it over here in the first quarter. Guerin capitalized the last time, and now Northview gets a huge stop in their own red zone, where Guerin has turned it over now twice, first on downs, now this time on a fumble by the sure-handed Jagger Albert. See, right up the middle, poked out. Who was that? It was number 54,
it looks like.
That would be Gabe Stockram, who had the illegal block that we were praising earlier in the game. But 37 seconds to play. Northview with some life, and somehow Guerin Catholic has been down inside the red zone 3 times and come away with just 1 touchdown and a great run for a first down by Corbin Allen. I'll take another peek at that one as the clock will freeze while they move those chains. It was a wildcat formation. That's Bonomo in motion. And here is Corbin Allen. Gets a key block, clearing out Adam Novlin, and then Max Nickel had to bring him down. Danny Rode helped. Now 20 seconds to see how urgent Northview views this. They're just going to, no matter what, they might not even worry about taking another snap. Picked up another first down in this game, and Northview, as rough as their start has been, Tom, they're only down 1. They're only down 1 score as we go to the quarter break.
And technically, they've had more first downs than Guerin this game.
Technically, actually, they have, but the score on the scoreboard is what matters most, and Guerin leads on Golden Eagle TV, presented by Indiana SRN.
How does a good man become even better? By working out? Or by working his way up the corporate ladder? By changing his diet? Or by changing his style? By traveling the world? Or by staying perfectly still? For 300 years, we've helped good men become the best versions of themselves through a dedicated fraternity and by taking an oath to live a life of integrity, service, and brotherly love. Men who are as committed to each other and their families as they are to our noble cause. In the end, we don't just make men better, we make them Masons. Not just a man, a Mason.
Welcome back, everybody. Getting ready for the second quarter. A good first quarter for Guerin Catholic. They got they scored the only touchdown, and Guerin Catholic on the season, the first half has been where the Golden Eagles score. They've all 21 of their points on the season have come in the first half. They got 7 there, and this is a completion to Elias Gordon. Nice move by the big fella. Slips by another one, and then rumbles across the 50-yard line, carrying Braden Hall with him. Great play by Elias Gordon, and I think that was the longest pass of the game for Northview, and it looked like this. Little short completion. Nickel whiff. 2 players run into each other, and then saving a bigger play was Braden Hall. So it'll be first down and 10 from the 46-yard line of Guerin, as Northview's got a little things cooking here. With another first down. Moving the ball has not been a problem for the Knights. It has been capitalizing, and then turnovers. They've got a couple of them. Handoff Corbin Allen. His last run was good, and this one is pretty decent too. About a gain of 4, I believe. 3-yard gain for Allen. Give him 9 on the game on the ground. He has had, every time he's touched the ball, he's either run for 3 or he's run for nothing.
Can't win them all.
No, you can't. But Corbin Allen is a brilliant student. He's number 1 in the class at Northview, and he's got some college interest as a football player, and also academically. He can play if he wants, and he's playing quarterback right now, and he gets it across the 40-yard line. Good run by Allen. Four-yard gain for him. Bring up 3rd and 3 for Northview. Alongside Tom St. Amand, I'm Jonathan Mathis. If you're watching and wondering, hey, do we not hear other people in the background or in the crowd? We're working on that. A little program report. Guerin looking to work on forcing another 4th down. This is when Guerin's defense is at their best. They swarm Allen, and they stop him. So it'll bring up 4th down for Northview. We go inside, played a couple minutes here in this second quarter. And we'll see what the Knights elect to do. They're kind of in no man's land. A lot of teams will go for it in this position. Just 4th and 2, 4th and 3. Guerin Catholic's defense on 4th down. Teams convert against them 46% of the time. Not a great number. Elected short yardage. That number is going to get better, though, as down goes Keegan Garrison, and it's a turnover on downs. The second time we've seen one of those in this game. Guerin Catholic turned it over on downs, deep in the Northview red zone on their first drive, and now Northview's turn here towards midfield. And great field position again for Guerin Catholic, as Alex Ternay got him around the ankles. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Golden Eagles. Miller will be in the gun. Wide at the bottom, Jack Cherry. Elijah Edwards in the slot. Miller fires, has a man. I think that's Max McGreel, and it's a 1st down. Are they waving it off? No, that's definitely a first down for Guerin Catholic. And here's another peek at this one. An 11-yard completion for McGreal, rumbling through a couple defenders.
Usually it seems like McGreal's the target towards the end zone, but it's good to see him catching some balls in the middle of the field.
Yeah, 3 catches for McGreal, and they've either resulted in a first down or a touchdown. And Jagger Albert is harangued down, not just getting back to the line of scrimmage, gaining nothing for Jagger on his 6th carry.
Jagger's averaging about 12.2 yards per carry, but you've got to take into account that 52-yard pickup early in the game.
Yeah, if you take that out of the occasion, then he's got 9 yards on 5 carries, and one of those was a fumble, although one went for a touchdown. So win some, you lose some. And now it's Miller in the gun. 2nd and long. Sam with time, and a catch is again made by Max McGreal. This time not a first down, but they're right, but a huge help. It gets right on the doorstep. They're going to mark it just shy of the 40-yard line on the 41. So 3rd down and shorter coming up for Guerin Catholic. They're going to say gain of 7 for McGreal, 3rd and 3.
Guerin seems to be doing a really good job of keeping the tempo up in the game. They're moving the ball forward, and they're keeping the defense on their heels.
That's Edwards at the top. That's McGreal, who's got 2 straight completions. Line up on the far side of that offensive line, in tight. Up back. And Northview was completely ready for it. Braden Hall went nowhere. And there'll be a 4th down for Guerin Catholic. And now Guerin Catholic facing that exact same scenario that Northview did. You're too far away to go for the field goal, too close to punt. Might as well go for it. On the season, Guerin Catholic is converting 50% of their 4th down attempts.
I personally love it when high school teams go for it on 4th down. It gives the kids a chance to really show what they've got, go all in, see what happens.
7 minutes to go here in the first half. 1-score game, 4th and 3. Hot feet by Braden Hall.
Flag out.
And Elijah Edwards is exuberant. It looks like encroachment from Northview. And they will move backwards. And the second penalty of the game will be the second penalty against Northview. That is indeed, as producer Brett just buzzed in my ear, it's a big first down for Guerin Catholic, and it's a second penalty of the game on Northview. They've lost 20 yards via the penalty, and Guerin Catholic has now picked up another first down via penalty. The 5th time this season, the 5th time this season, they've converted a first down on an opponent's error. And here's Jagger Albert with room on the far side. Touchdown, Guerin!
35-yard run, putting it in the end zone.
Twice this game, Jagger Albert has found the end zone. He'd scored 2 touchdowns entering this evening, and now it is 13-0. Guerin Catholic, extra point pending. Here's what it looked like. Jagger bumps it outside, gets a great block by Max McGreal, another good block by Ryan Glenn, and then Jagger just keeps it going just enough.
They hit him from behind. It looked like he was stumbling forward there at the end. I'm glad he was able to hold on.
And Miller will be the holder. Addison Lucian, 4 for 4 on the year. Northview player jumps, fumbled snap, and this is uncomfortable. And down goes Miller. We'll see if there is a flag on the false start, and there wasn't. So it'll stay at 13-0 as we go to break. Didn't get the extra point, but Guerin Catholic does have the lead, 13-0 on Golden Eagle TV, presented by Indiana SRN.
Life comes at you fast, so it's important to have some help along the way.
My favorite patient. My favorite patient.
When the dust settles, it doesn't always end as anticipated. Embrace the journey and care for the ones around you.
My favorite patient.
For everything else and every stage in between,
my favorite patient.
Methodist Sports Medicine is here for you.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.indianasrn.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Welcome back, everybody. You don't want to miss anything on Indiana SRN, and if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you won't. And if you click the little bell button, then you won't miss anything upcoming. So and it's really a no-lose proposition, so you should do it. And the kickoff is the scrum on the far sideline. Good return by Northview, getting it close to the 40-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Northview Knights, and they're standing at a 2-touchdown deficit to Guerin Catholic, and this was a concern for Northview. They're playing against a style that Guerin uses that Northview rarely sees in their conference. A lot of teams will spread it out and throw it around. Guerin will pound it at you, and Jagger Albert has been fantastic so far this game. He's got a run of 33. He's got a run of 52. He's got 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now 1st and 10 for Northview. It's Allen in motion. It will be kept by the quarterback on the play, who I believe, it was Keegan Garrison. So he moves the pile forward, gains about 4.
Seems to be averaging about that many yards per time he carries the ball across the line. He has been sacked behind the lines. That was the turnover on 4th. But for the most part, he's moving the chains forward.
2nd and 6 for Northview. Vinny Bonomo is in the slot on the near side of the screen. He has been so reliable in this game, but he has been rarely revisited since that early in the first quarter. He had 4 catches, though, and Corbin Allen will try their outside, and then he found Dylan Balser and Braden Hall.
That seems to be another 2-yard pickup for him. Hasn't topped 4 yards so far, but he's got plenty of time left in the game to really move those legs.
Yeah, he ran a long way to get 2 yards. It'll be 3rd and 4. And close to 5 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll be able to check some out-of-town scores later, but there's some big games going on, at least in the area. Westfield is in action. Carmel hosting Ben Davis. Zionsville hosting Brownsburg. I'll let you know what's happening around the state. Now, this could be a first down if Gordon will go upfield. And Luke Moody almost had him short, but Gordon got his feet moving, and it's another first down for Elias Gordon. 3rd catch of the game. And here, Tom, take a peek at this one. He starts off going the wrong way.
There was that hole in the defense that I talked about early in the game. Guerin has to close those down, but in the meantime, Northview is picking up those yards, and they're doing what they can with it.
Gordon now has 3 catches for 38 yards. 2 of those have gone for first downs. Now here's Garrison. Fakes it to Allen's going to go downfield. Lobs it. Smacked away by Danny Rode. And Rode has closed down those roads downfield. He's got an interception and then denies Easton Morgan on that play. It'll be 2nd and 10.
If he had come down with that pass, it would have been a 25-yard pickup.
But he didn't. And Garrison, they've tried downfield and it has not really worked for him so far on the game. And we have a timeout on the play. It looks like. Who's taking it? Hold up there, folks. While we're trying to figure out what's going on with the Zebras, Keegan Garrison is 7 of 13 for 65 yards and a pick. That is not what he's accustomed to.
But when the receivers do pull it down, they're getting almost 10 yards a catch. The quarterback clearly knows what he's doing, even if he has slipped up once or twice.
We do have a timeout on the play on the field. Or do we? And that was weird.
Sometimes it just takes a little mental reset to get back in the game.
Yeah, you know. Let's play some football again. 4:22 on the clock.
So far, this is a 4-play drive, and they have picked up 1 first down in the process.
And right now they're facing a 2nd and 10. The pass defense for Guerin Catholic, Tom, has been pretty strong. Danny Rode has looked really good back there. And then the safeties, Novlin and Nickel, have been really involved in getting a lot of stops.
Well, you've got to. If the plays are going 10 yards for every single pass, the safeties need to be involved if they want to make sure they stay ahead of the game.
And now a timeout. This one taken by Northview. They're first. We'll take one too. You are watching Guerin Catholic Football on Golden Eagle TV, presented by Indiana SRN.
There's no greater anti-poverty measure than to give a person a job. That helps them start to change that trajectory.
Morales Group is a full-service staffing company that provides temporary labor in the Indianapolis, Central Indiana market.
It was a challenge that was given by my father. He wanted me to give back much more than I had been. Then I realized that when he said more, he wanted me to see how I could give more. And it wasn't just in money, but in time and in services. And that's how the Morales Group was created.
I started off at Morales Group as an intern. I interned for 3 years before going on full-time staff here. What I love most about Morales Group is that big family aspect. I come from a big family in Mexico, and since the company is continuously growing, I feel like there's always a new member of the family that I get to know.
We're willing to give. We're willing to serve others, and we're not expecting something in return.
Come talk to us. We would love to work with you.
Welcome back, folks. 2nd and 10. Keegan Garrison in the gun, his familiar spot. With time, plenty of time on that rollout, and that one is caught by who else? Vinny Bonomo for another first down. And Northview will move those chains, getting a little closer to that red zone. Let's take another peek at that one.
Quarterback here is dropping back. He's got those pockets split up into the defense. It's like he planned it that way, and the receivers know exactly where to be when the ball comes down.
By design, coming close, 4 minutes to play here, 2nd quarter. Garrison. Now Allen went under a defender, then went through another one, and then he's down his best run of the game, most likely, and it is. It's a 5-yard run. He's got 17 on 8 carries, and those stats brought to you by Titus Bakery and Deli at Reynolds. And we thank them for bringing you our statistics for this game as we come closer to 3.5 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Guerin Catholic, though leads by 2 scores. Northview looking to change that. And it'll be Allen. Corbin fighting forward, close to a first down, and has it. Another first down on the drive. This is the best drive of the game by Northview, keeping to move the chains. They've been relying a lot on the ground.
Well, at the moment, that drive alone put Northview 1 yard over Guerin's total yards picked up. It's too bad that none of them have been in the end zone.
That's true. That's Northview's complaint, and in all things considered, Guerin, most of their drives have been very short yardage, so they haven't had the opportunity to rack them up like Northview has, but they do lead on the scoreboard, and Northview wanting to change that here late in the 2nd.
Northview currently sitting at 116 total yards.
Garrison will hand it. Corbin Allen with a hole up the middle. He was tripped up by one of the defensive linemen for Guerin Catholic, and then he looks like he's running better, Tom. Another good game by Allen. Let's try to see who that was. Was it Tournay? Fighting through. The first man to make contact looked to be Max McGreal. So not so tripped up, but it is a 2nd and 5. No 2-minute warning. We'll keep playing. Novlin swung into position by McGreal and then fighting forward on the ground. The ball is loose, but we'll see who they say. It looked like he was down. The referee's moving like he's down, and everyone's calming down. And it's a first down on the play on the Garrison run. Subbing back into the game for Guerin Catholic. Saw Scotty Smith running on to reinforce that defensive line. Anthony Ferrucci out there.
That last play, it looked like Gordon was sitting in the backfield with Garrison, and they were all set and ready to throw an option if they needed it.
And it's a timeout on the field. We'll take it to 1:48 to go here on Golden Eagle TV, presented by Indiana SRN.
Life Centers offers love and compassion to all women and men who come through our 8 centers. The goal of this love and compassion is that we would not only save babies from abortion, but also transform lives and create families. The forms of this love and compassion are our services. All of our services are offered free of charge to our clients. To learn more about Life Centers, contact us at lifecenters.com or call us at 317-280-2635. Life Centers. We choose compassion.
Welcome back, folks, and YouTube is where you can go if you want to be able to see all of Indiana SRN's athletics. We got postseason coming up. You don't want to miss anything. Go on YouTube and click subscribe, then hit the little bell, and you'll get updates, and you won't miss any of the soccer, the volleyball, the football, none of it. 1st and 10 for Northview. Not looking to miss out on this opportunity. Vinny Bonomo is wide at the bottom. He's in the slot, actually. They hand off to Corbin Allen. Goes nowhere. He's thrown back by number 65, Scotty Smith, the junior.
Depending on where they place the ball, that might be his first run for a loss this game.
And we'll see.
Nope, right back where it started.
And everyone gathering here on the near sideline. A little timeout on the field is what this would be. And Northview trying to be very deliberate in their pace, not wanting to waste another opportunity, and will take this opportunity to look at the scores going on around the area. Carmel leads Ben Davis 21-3 at the half. Unfortunately, Heritage Christian's leading Lapel 14-7. Whiteland leads Mooresville 21-14. Bishop Chatard in a tight one with Maryville. Maryville is number 2 in Class 6A, I believe, and Chatard the leading team in 3A, and they're tied at 14. That is in the second quarter. Southport and Terre Haute North are scoreless, as is Cecina and Triton Central. Zionsville leads Brownsburg 7-0. Center Grove leads Pike 29-14. And that's enough for now. Westfield leads Avon 35-24. That's a really high-scoring game.
Westfield's my alma mater.
That is Tom St. Amon's alma mater. Garrison looks to throw to one of his fellow teammates and is smacked away in the end zone by Max McGreel. Braxton Sampson was the receiver on the play, and it didn't go very well.
You can see that there's just a little bit too much air under this ball, lifted it up, and the defense was playing tight. It's hard to pull those down sometimes.
Yeah, he was whirling and twirling, trying to snag it in the end zone. Didn't work. 3rd and 10 for Northview. Their field goal kicker, Patrick Corrigan, is 0 for 1 on the season. He's also 13 of 17 from extra point range. So this might be 4-down territory for Keegan Garrison and the Knights. They want to end it here on 3rd, but it's incomplete to Elias Gordon. Just a little high of him.
Both Gordon and Bonomo have been targeted 6 times, but it seems like Gordon's had more trouble bringing the ball in. He's missed it 3 out of those 6.
And this is what the 3rd one looked like. Just high. That was a little behind him, too.
Yeah, it's hard to blame him for that one.
They had Novlin on one end, and the offense appears to be out there for Northview. They are going for it. They've turned it over on downs once this game. But if you're not confident, and it's not just Patrick Corrigan, it's high school football. Typically, don't have the kickers with tremendous legs, and this one is incomplete for Bonomo. It was off-body throw, and it's a turnover on downs again. The 3rd turnover of the game if you combine the offensive not converting on 4th and an interception. And Guerin Catholic gets another stop, and they've shut out Northview so far through 2 quarters. And if they can get anything going, maybe they can get a 3-score lead going to the half.
Garrison usually throws for over 400 yards a game. So far, he's on track to get less than half of that. He's sitting around 78 total yards passing through the air at the moment.
Now Sam Miller at the front of the eye. Hands it off to Jagger Albert. Gets to the 21, maybe. And yes, he does.
It's another 5-yard pickup.
Clock now running. We'll see if Guerin will pick up the urgency. Got a long way to go if they want to get into field goal range, of which they haven't attempted one yet this season. 60 seconds, maybe just trying to play it safe here. 2nd and 4. Jagger Albert. Twirled down by Braxton Sampson, the linebacker, and one of the players for Northview who had a shot at a touchdown last series. The clock running. Guerin will just have to snap it one more time. So as we get ready for halftime, Tom, what are some of your reflections? Guerin has been the aggressor in this game. They haven't got the yardage, but they haven't really needed to.
That is true. Guerin has been able to capitalize on amazing field position through this game, through a couple picks and fumbles here and there. But for the most part, the numbers for Northview actually look better. They're outpacing Guerin by only 4 yards at the moment, but they've had to make up a lot more field distance this game.
One more snap for Guerin Catholic. And never mind. A little penalty flag on the field. And depending on how things go, this might be a little delay game against Guerin Catholic. They might not be run another play. It'll be the first penalty of the game against Guerin. Very few penalties in this game. 3 combined between the two teams.
That's what you like to see in high school football. You know that the kids are well coached. You know that they're out there to get the job done. And for the most part, they're doing it.
4 seconds on the clock. 3rd down and 7. And Sam Miller hands it to the up back, Braden Hall, and we're going to halftime. And if you're a Guerin Catholic fan, you're pretty pumped. You haven't seen your Golden Eagles score since September the 11th. And here on October 2nd, Guerin Catholic leads 13-0. And they've done so on the strength of a strong rushing attack. Jagger, Albert, and Guerin Catholic have rushed for 103 yards. Not all by Jagger, but all 2 touchdowns were by him. And Guerin leads 13-0. So we get ready for halftime. It'll be fun halftime at Guerin Catholic. And it was a fun evening for Guerin Catholic homecoming. They opened up the student section.
Yes, they did. I actually have a roommate living with me right now, renting one of my spare rooms, and he's a teacher at that school. He says that he was actually running the student section, making sure they're all behaving themselves, and he got paid in sandwiches.
That's a great way to pay the Mr. O'Connor, Jim O'Connor.
I think that's what I got paid working for SRN last year.
It was. Guerin Catholic has paid Northview for their visit. Not well. They lead 13-0. Northview has a lot to respond. They've been able to move the ball, have not been able to score. What does Northview need to be able to do going into the second half to change this, Tom?
Honestly, Northview just needs to keep on pushing. They've got a great offense, but they're not capitalizing on opportunities. If they're able to get those 4th down conversions or even avoid them completely, they'll be able to march down the field through Guerin. They've found the holes before. They can do it again. Their passing game just needs a little bit of fine-tuning, and they're off to the races.
Well, we'll see if they're able to do it coming up. We'll take a little break here for a few moments, and when we come back, we'll get you set for the second half. Guerin Catholic leads Northview 13-0 on Golden Eagle TV, presented by Indiana SRN.
Hey folks, good to be with you for tonight's game. My name is Andy Simpson, and I'm a licensed IHSAA football official, and welcome to Friday Night Football, powered by Indiana SRN. On behalf of the 340 football officials, the IHSAA, the crew here at Indiana SRN, we hope you enjoyed tonight's game, and more important, don't forget to subscribe to the Indiana SRN YouTube page. As you're watching tonight's contest, I'm going to show you a few of our signals that will help you better understand the information we are trying to convey. Touchdown. Safety. First down. Holding or illegal use of hands. Encroachment, or offsides commonly known. False start or illegal formation on the offense, or a free kick, scrimmage violation. Face mask. Intentional grounding, roughing the passer, clipping, illegal shift, illegal motion, illegal block, pass interference by the offense or the defense, delay of game, and the one signal we dislike and you as fans don't like seeing, unsporting. We'd like to thank everyone for tuning in tonight and following us on Indiana SRN. You can also tune in to the Football Weekly Show and Coach's Show every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. on IndianaSRN.org. Finally, if you've ever thought about becoming an IHSAA official, www.ihsaa.org and click on the Officials tab or call the IHSAA office at 317-846-6601. Now, sit back and enjoy the game.
Your home and office make up a big part of your world. Sometimes trying to manage it all on your own can make you feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. And when the weight of the world is on your shoulders, you need a strong back or two to come to your rescue and haul your stress away. You need the College Hunks. Whether it's time to clear some space for new memories, to reinvent the room around you, or to simply pack up and move into a fresh new beginning, you can count on the Hunks to bear your burden so you don't have to. Let us move you today.
I'm Mary. Welcome to Guerin Catholic High School. Many people believe that we're just like any other school, but I'm here today to show you that we're not. At Guerin Catholic, we are family. Now I know that sounds crazy, right? How can a school be like a family? Well, it all starts with St. Theodore Guerin herself. Her charisms inspire us every day. She's been praying for us since before the school was built, before we were even born. On one of her many resting places, it says, "I sleep, but I watch over the house that I have built." As a student, it's so inspiring to know that we have our own saint in heaven praying for us every day. But if you really want to understand what Guerin Catholic's all about, there's a lot more you need to know about us, starting with who we are. Mother Guerin also has some advice for the teachers. She says, love the children first, then teach them. It is these wise words that inspires our teachers to motivate students and look for the best ways to meet each student where they are. You might think with all this love, academics might not be important, but there is nothing further from the truth. It is because of our faith in seeking the truth that we aspire to know all that we can know. But we can't stop there. We have to know how to think about the knowledge in order to make a difference in the world. Whether you need a little extra help or you're ready to be challenged with an international baccalaureate diploma or anything in between, there is a place for you at Guerin Catholic. But we're not just about academics around here. At Guerin Catholic, we are well-rounded. There are so many ways for you to get involved.
Obviously, we have sports. We have 21 athletic teams, including swimming. And if you don't play a sport, we're all about supporting those that do. Our student sections are so much fun. We are spirited. And we also have 43 clubs. So if you don't see anything you like, you can start another one. We also have band, choir, orchestra, and theater. We are involved. At Guerin Catholic, there are so many ways for you to discover and use the gifts that God has given you. We are creative. Getting involved in these activities is not just about having fun. It's also about developing skills that help you become a great leader and providing opportunities for you to lead. At Guerin Catholic, we are leaders. Another great way for you to grow as a leader is through service opportunities. There are so many ways for you to share your gifts with others. Mother Guerin says, "You will be happy yourself in making others happy." That's what service is all about. By connecting to local organizations or through mission trips, you'll have plenty of opportunities to serve. At Guerin Catholic, we are compassionate. There are so many opportunities to travel at Guerin Catholic, from mission trips to Costa Rica to performing in New York City. We are explorers. You will find the Guerin Catholic community all around the world, working, singing, and learning, all to get closer to Christ. Here we are at our chapel. This is where I leave you. But as you think about your future, I'll give you one last piece of advice from Mother Guerin. Do not give way to uneasiness about the future. Place yourself gently into the hands of Providence.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 21 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
In today's fast-moving business world, effectively marketing your company takes hard work, creativity, and the right team. With over 40 years of experience, PIP has been enabling companies large and small to find success in achieving their business objectives. We understand the challenges our clients face. That's why we have a variety of print solutions suited to fit your every need. Whatever your printing request may be, from a quick turnaround on a company brochure for an upcoming trade show, a direct mail piece that needs to be designed, printed, and mailed, to complex marketing projects, PIP is sure to have the right print solution for you. Nothing grabs attention like a well-crafted sign. It can transform virtually any surface into an eye-catching experience, boosting your marketing appeal. From banners, posters, floor graphics, and window decals, to wayfinding and yard signs. We not only help with sign design and getting it installed, we also integrate them into your overall marketing strategy, designed to help you win. PIP also provides best-in-class integrated marketing solutions to help you make the most out of your next campaign. Our approach to marketing ensures that your strategy is seamlessly executed across all media, online and offline, so your business always looks its best. At PIP, we understand it takes a team to achieve business growth, and that's why we're here to help. Get to know PIP and let us make your world a better place.
How does a good man become even better? By working out? Or by working his way up the corporate ladder? By changing his diet? Or by changing his style? By traveling the world? Or by staying perfectly still? For 300 years, we've helped good men become the best versions of themselves through a dedicated fraternity and by taking an oath to live a life of integrity, service, and brotherly love. Men who are as committed to each other and their families as they are to our noble cause. In the end, we don't just make men better, we make them Masons. Not just a man, a Mason.
Good to see everybody. Welcome back here to Noblesville. Guerin Catholic, Northview. The Golden Eagles lead the Knights, the visitors, 13-0 here at halftime. Taking a peek at other scores going on around the state at the moment. Zionsville leads Brownsburg. No, they don't. Actually, I'm completely wrong. Brownsburg leads Zionsville 28-6. That is the complete opposite of what I was trying to say.
That's okay. We all make mistakes.
Yeah, that's true. Carmel leads Ben Davis 21-3. Heritage Christian 14. LaPel 7. Whiteland 28. Mooresville 14. Mount Vernon 21. Newcastle nothing. Bishop Chatard leads Maryville 21-14. Traders Point over Edinburgh 28-0. Westfield has inverted the score from Avon 42-24. Cathedral is continuing their rampage through the state of Ohio. They lead Cincinnati Elder 29-6. That Cathedral Fighting Irish team is really good, as is Center Grove. They're leading Pike 36-14. And let's get a little stat update recap from this game, Mr. St. Amand.
Not a problem. Well, it looks at the moment, if you look at the numbers, the teams are incredibly evenly matched. They've both got 126 yards. They both had one turnover, a fumble for Guerin, and a pick for Northview. And the first downs, that's really where you see the difference. Guerin has 2 or 3. Northview has 7. They've got almost double that. There is a number here that I find interesting. Northview is spreading the ball out a lot better. Their pass-to-rush ratio is almost even with 78 pass yards, 48 rushing yards, where Guerin is almost going completely rush-heavy, 103 on the ground and only 23 through the air.
How many passing attempts has Guerin had? Because they haven't thrown it that many, but it seems like they're completing almost every one.
Not too many. It looks like Miller is 3 for 4 attempts. They've only got 1 incomplete pass so far, and that was towards Glenn.
And then on the ground, Jagger Albert has got 9 carries for 103. I'm saying that right?
Averaging 12.87 per carry.
And 2 touchdowns. And he's had a couple big runs. He had a big one for a touchdown earlier in the second quarter. But all Guerin Catholic, the would be 14-0, except for they had a really, really botched extra point attempt that went backwards and then didn't account for anything. But be that as it may, Guerin Catholic does lead 13-0. The road ahead for these two teams, Guerin is visiting Decatur Central next week, and then they host Culver to wrap out the regular season. Northview heads to Edgewood next week and then finishes hosting Indian Creek. But the thing at hand is this matchup right here, and we have another half of football as Guerin Catholic looks to build upon their 2-touchdown lead. And let's take a little peek at those touchdowns.
Both of these touchdowns are absolutely phenomenal to watch, and honestly, I've got to give credit to the blockers. They open up this hole perfectly so Albert can just run straight through. He's a little bit tripped up, but he holds onto the ball. The same thing happens on the other touchdown. If you take a look at this, the hole opens up, he finds the gap, and everyone is blocking exactly who they need to, and they give him the space to run. That is teamwork, and that is why Guerin is currently winning this ball game.
And Jagger just had just enough juice to outrun Easton Morgan on that second touchdown. What do you want to see, Tom, out of Guerin Catholic this second half to be able to maintain this lead and, if not, stretch it?
I think in order to really understand what I want to see from Guerin, we have to actually look at Northview. If you look at their stats, they're getting better as the game progresses. In the first quarter, they had 58 yards. In the second quarter, they had 68 yards. If they keep that pattern going, Guerin's going to be struggling to catch up. On an interesting note, Guerin has the exact opposite amount of yards. First quarter, 68. Second quarter, 58. It's like they're taking turns on who is doing what, and Guerin is currently on the down trajectory of those numbers, so they've got to make sure they keep that tempo up and keep the pressure going.
Yeah, we saw that in the game that Guerin won against McCutcheon earlier in the year. We start off very strong and then wind down as the game went on, and I think you're right. That's something you can't ill afford to have that happen again.
That is absolutely true. I remember being there at the McCutcheon game. It was fun to watch. The crowd was getting into it. I know the student section was way off behind the end zone in the grass. This game, the students are actually in the stands. They are there. They're cheering the team on, and you can hear them over the entire field.
You could if you were there. But we have had some technical difficulties with our mics, so unfortunately you can't hear them. But they're there. They're having a good time. They're enjoying this nice fall evening. It's currently 52 at the moment. Not much wind, though. I can be the crowd mic. Our producer, Brett Goodrich, he said he could be the crowd mic, and he just might. Oh, yes.
Oh, there it is. I can hear them cheering now. Someone's got an air horn.
He's got I don't know how they squeaked that one in. So it's 13-0 as we get ready for the second half. Guerin will receive this opening kickoff to begin it, and then we'll see what happens. Guerin looking for their second win of the year. The last 3 games, really all of September was rough for Guerin. They only scored 1 touchdown, only 7 points total on top of that. In September, that was against Burbuff, and then they've been outscored by a lot since then. And if Guerin scores here in the second half, it will be the first time this season that Guerin has scored in the second half of play. They are currently being outscored on the season 21-0 in the second half. So opportunity to change the script, we will see as we get ready for the second half of play coming up in a few moments. We thank some of our partners, Titus Bakery and Deli at Reynolds, for helping provide our statistics. And a lot of the other ones you've seen their logos flash at the bottom of the screen. And we get ready to tee up this ball. It'll be Patrick Corrigan doing the honors, I believe, for Northview. And waiting for the return will be Elijah Edwards and Max Nickel, most likely.
Most likely. I've seen them in the back ready to pick these up. Most of the time it tends to go to Edwards.
Yeah, and he hasn't been as effective as Nickel, but Edwards and Nickel await. And Patrick Corrigan.
So far in this game, Guerin has not had a chance to return punts or kickoffs. This one looks different.
And this will be fielded in a line drive by Edwards. He's across the 20. He's over the 20. He's over the 30-yard line. And Guerin will start good field position at the 32.
It's a 21-yard pickup.
And so Sam Miller steps back in, 3 for 4 in the first half. Not too many yards, but he's been effective and accurate, completing 75% of his passes. Ground game, Jagger Albert for $103. Braden Hall had 4 yards. Miller lost 5. And here is Miller keeping it himself and getting closer to those positive numbers, getting closer to the black. It'll be second down and medium distance for Guerin Catholic. Gain of 5-ish by Guerin. It is a gain of 5. Second and 5. Second and 6, so gain of 4. And this is kind of typical Guerin has on the season. They're doing better tonight, but they've averaged just a tick over 2 yards per carry.
Almost all of those yards are picked up by Albert.
And here he is, and he's not picking up any. Maybe
like
one.
Was able to push him forward.
Yeah, maybe one. Got the assist from Luke Schenk. Josh Holba was in there. There were in this freshman class for Guerin. Tom Dilley mentioned a couple by name that he was really thrilled about with how they'd progressed in the summer. And Josh Holba starting tonight is one of them. Jack Cherry, who we've seen in the game so far this one, he's not on the field at the moment. Both of them looking to be key contributors going ahead on this young Guerin Catholic football team. The junior quarterback facing third down and 5. And putting his hands on his helmet's Max Cassell, and it looks like it's going to be third down and more. False start, takes it back to the original line of scrimmage, basically. 3rd and 8.
It's really rough rough when you get those penalties on the third down, knowing those are the yards you need to pick up.
Very much so. And still with a 2-score lead, Guerin's offense, they need 8 of them. McGreel creeps into the slot. He's got 2 catches on the game. Miller looking towards Stubbs, will run. He's got room, and he has a first down. Heady play by junior quarterback Sam Miller, getting the first down. Gain of about 9 on the play, and the chains will move. Take another peek at that one.
You can see here that he's looking for his wide receivers, and the defense is just too good. They've got it covered, so he's got to take his feet to the ground.
It's 8 yards for Miller on the game. Trending in the positive direction. Clock trying to whittle away. Guerin can't play too conservatively yet. Northview's offense can be explosive. They average 304 per game. They're not there yet. Jagger Albert might get there by himself, though. Another first down. Strong run by Jagger. That's 11.
You can see him just explode out of the backfield as soon as the quarterback hands him the ball. The ball gets snapped. It goes right into his hands. He finds the hole, and he is gone, picking up as many yards as he can before he's tripped up.
Dylan White, the junior safety, makes the tackle on the play. And Guerin now moves into Northview territory across the 50. Back-to-back first down runs by the Golden Eagles. Miller had 1, Jagger Albert the second. 3 wide receivers for Guerin. Like to do a little jet sweep. They will, and Elijah Edwards tripped up immediately. Nice tackle on the play by Braxton Sampson. It'll be second down and 9 for Guerin Catholic. Northview was ready for that jet sweep.
6th play of the drive so far.
I believe no passes yet.
I haven't seen any. This is very typical of Guerin, putting the ball in the hands of the running back, pushing as many yards as you can.
Yeah, the only play that Guerin drew up for the pass ended up being that first down run on third down by Sam Miller. Hands it to Albert up the middle, weaving through. What a great run by Jagger. That's close to another first down. We'll see where they mark it. He's going to be a yard short. 3rd down and 1 upcoming for Guerin Catholic. And let's take another peek at this one. I believe it's going to be the same burst that Tom talked about last time, right up the middle. And then he just finds his way through. And it's a 3rd down and short.
That pocket collapsed quick enough where I thought they were going to bring him down early, but he is just a workhorse pushing through and picking up those yards.
He's got 124 yards on the ground tonight. He entered with 224. So the best game of the year for the Guerin ground attack and Jagger Albert. Currently at 348 yards, and now he got more of them. He's over 350, and our camera guy, those were what the blockers look like, folks. Braden Hall clearing out somebody, but Jagger got it. So it's another first down, the 3rd on the drive for the Golden Eagles.
Seemed to be about a 4-yard pickup there.
This is a command. This is a tough drive for Northview's defense because not only are they just Guerin constantly moving the ball, but they're moving at their ideal pace, just taking their time, wasting some clock.
And I think that clock is really going to make a difference towards the end of the game.
Miller looking, throws it for the 5th time today. Number 5 overthrew him.
That's the first time Edwards has been targeted today, and it looked like he just couldn't get where he needed to be.
Here's what it looked like. Sam showing off his arm strength.
Edwards is running for it. He knew he didn't have a chance.
Dove anyway.
He outran his own feet on that
play. You got to
play.
make it. Give 110%.
Love the effort.
2nd and 10. Wood Miller has thrown the ball. He had completed 3 consecutive passes before that incompletion. 3 for 5 for 23 yards. No touchdowns, no picks, though. And it looks like a timeout on the play. And we'll take one with them. Guerin Catholic leads 13-0 on Golden Eagle TV, presented by Indiana SRN.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Parents, do you like free food? Hike it on over to Prodigy Burger and Bar, where Monday is family night and kids eat free. Every day you can find daily specials featuring craft burgers, tacos, wings, and more. Prodigy is now playing the NFL Sunday Ticket on more than 25 TVs, so you won't miss a second of your favorite teams. Prodigy also caters, hosts private events, as well as dine and donates. Celebrate your school spirit with us at Prodigy Burger and Bar. More than just burgers, located in Clay Terrace in Carmel.
Welcome back, folks. Guerin Catholic is driving. If you don't want to miss any drives, whether by Guerin, Northview, or whomever, you can do so by following our YouTube page, clicking subscribe, and not missing anything. Like this upcoming drive, 2nd and 10, Sam Miller had an incompletion, a spectacular incompletion. He threw it a mile, but Elijah Edwards had only gotten 3/4 of it. No fault on anyone there, just a little too hard.
It's good to see they're putting the attempt out there.
It's McGreal in motion. And Miller's going to be in trouble. Quick throw down, check down to Edwards, and he's able to complete it in front of Corbin Allen.
It looked like the defense was going for a strip on that pass.
So it's going to be a 3rd down and long for Guerin Catholic. Gain of a bit. Does make it more manageable, though. Get about 4 on the play. Nope. Get about 2 on the play. Same host of receivers. Edward, Stubbs, Glenn. Jagger, Albert. Familiar face in this game is stood up. Not yet to the 35-yard line. It's going to be well short, 4th down, and this is where a lot of teams will be going for it, and it looks like how Sam Miller is catching the play call from head coach Tom Dilley that is what Guerin Catholic will do here. And comes Braden Hall, out goes Noah Stubbs. Maybe a run coming up for Guerin Catholic, and the run game has been going really well for Guerin on this game.
That is absolutely true. This quarter alone, they picked up 43 yards on the ground. That's almost as much as they got in the entire first quarter.
Yeah, 146 on the game. They're throwing, though. Miller fades it. Glenn! Baby, did he have it? Touchdown!
That is exactly what Guerin was hoping for. They haven't had too many pass yards in the game so far, and that makes a huge difference.
First touchdown of the year for Ryan Glenn, and he obliterated what had been his receiving total on the season on that play. More than doubled it. And here's what it looked like, folks. Miller, well-timed. Hang on there, Ryan. And he does. Touchdown, Guerin Catholic. And it's a 3-score lead for the home Golden Eagles.
And that one play brings their quarter total up past anything that they've seen so far. They are really using the momentum coming out of halftime.
And now Guerin Catholic going to go for 2, trying to get back to that 21 mark. Make it a full 3-score lead. They missed an extra point the last touchdown, not because of Addison Lucian's inaccuracy. They muffed the snap. Miller, Jagger, Albert running through people, but not enough of them. So it's going to stay at 19, and Guerin Catholic does have the lead here in the 3rd quarter. Northview next on Golden Eagle TV, presented by Indiana SRN.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Guerin Catholic was able to get a touchdown with only 12 plays on the drive. They picked up 73 yards, and that last play was enormous. Glenn was able to pull that ball down. I didn't think his arms were that long.
We'll have a replay of that in a moment, and you can judge it for yourself whether Inspector Gadget reeled it in or not. But the kickoff chases Easton Morgan back to the 5-yard line, and number 2 gets it back close to the 30. Good run back by Easton Morgan, and here is that touchdown that Tom alluded to.
You can see the entire line is set. The receivers are ready to go. They burst off the line, get right past the defense. You'd see him put his arms up there. It bobbles for a second, but he comes down with the ball and keeps his feet in bounds.
Nice play by Ryan Glenn. Nice throw by Sam Miller. That is Miller's second touchdown of the year and his first touchdown pass since the McCutcheon game back on August 21st, which is 2 months. Oh, not quite 2 months ago, but we are in October now. Hardly seems possible. Vinny Bonomo in motion. This will be kept, though, by Corbin Allen, who is playing running back, and he gains 1 or 2. 5.5 to go here, third quarter. Second and 8 for the visiting Knights. Staring at a 3-touchdown deficit. Guerin Catholic has scored more points in this game, almost more points in this game than they have combined the rest of the season. And Garrison is close to a first down. He's going to be marked just short. Not quite a full yard short, but we'll say 3rd and 1. Here's the replay of it.
Again, this looks like one of those situations where you look for the receivers and they're not paying attention. You got to get the ball out and you just make something happen.
It almost looked like Bonomo was open on the screen, but Garrison opted to drive it upfield, and they gave him a first down. They moved the chains. So it is a 1st and 10 for Northview. Upon further checking. Now Northview is cooking, but they need to score 3 times here.
They've got plenty of time to do it. Their offense is powerful enough.
And the draw for Corbin Allen snuffed out quickly. Breaking in on the play was linebacker Braden Hall.
Corbin has had 13 carries, but only averaging slightly above 2 yards per carry. He'll need to get more than that if they want to keep the first downs going.
Morgan and Bonomo at the bottom of your screen on 2nd and 9. Bonomo was a huge influence early in the game. Not so much now, and Corbin Allen is in deep trouble, swarmed by everyone.
Seems to be another 1-yard pickup there.
If that. Ball on the 40. It was 1 yard. 3rd down and long for Northview.
This is when Northview really needs to let their passing game shine. They've been amazing in the past, and now is their chance to show that they can be amazing tonight also.
The one wide receiver at the bottom is Vinny Bonomo. Bonomo, again, interesting story. He's looking towards him. He's going to throw it short, and that had no chance. Elias Gordon was the intended target, but Parker Bell was all over him, and then Luke Moody erased it from the top, and it's 4th and long, and Northview will have to punt, and Guerin could knock them out if they're able to get another one.
At the moment, Garrison has thrown only 8 completions for 18 attempts. One of those ended up being a pick. He's got to start finding his rhythm if he wants to keep this game alive.
He did. Look, there must have been good coverage from Novlin on the top end. Ooh, Guerin almost got there too. And undercut was Elijah Edwards. He could have fair caught it, but he didn't, to the delight of Isaac Torbert, who took out one of his legs. It'll be 1st and 10 for Guerin Catholic. And great field position.
The opponent really thought he was going to need those legs later in this game.
No, they would rather him not use them. But it's going to be a ball on the 38-yard line, 37-yard line, right in between. And this would be huge. If Guerin Catholic could string together, and this is something they have not done yet this season, is connect multiple touchdown drives. If they did, the only time it happened was in McCutcheon. But this is the most scoring that Guerin has done in any game this season. It does not begin well with Albert hammered by Elias Gordon in the backfield. On the season, Guerin has been averaging a whole 5.3 points per game, 64 yards on the ground, 64 through the air, and they've crushed at least the ground numbers so far this game and the points numbers.
That is absolutely true, but you've got to remember they haven't really been able to capitalize on their extra point attempts. That may hurt them in the long run.
And we'll see. If Northview's got to catch them, Guerin could outrun them. They'll try, and it won't happen on that play. Braxton Sampson was there, as was Colton McGee. And some nice sportsmanship. A couple players helping up Scotty Smith and Luke Schenk. Third down and long for Guerin Catholic. Northview faced almost an identical situation on their series on the other end of the field. But if you're Guerin and you want to close this game out, you don't want to go 3 and out and just take a minute off the clock. Miller, not a chance. Hit from behind by Elias Gordon and Colton McGee. Braxton Sampson was there. Northview was ready for it. 4th down and 7. Miller only got a yard.
I'm not sure if that was the intention. It looked like he glanced towards the running back, and the running back had already passed him by the time he was looking there.
Well, either way, it's going to be Ryan Glenn most likely back to punt for the Golden Eagles. A chance here for Northview. They stall a Guerin Catholic drive. Long snapper Max McGreal. The punt is away, and it's a booming one. It's going to take a Guerin Catholic bounce too. Still rolling, close to the 20. Down, just shy of the 20. A fantastic punt by Ryan Glenn.
They've definitely given the Guerin punter a bit more space to get rid of the ball. It makes a huge difference when you're not rushed like that.
Yeah, Northview's punts have been an adventure in this game, and now with 1:15 left in the third, Northview, the time is now if they're going to claw back into it. They don't have that excuse being down 3 scores earlier in the second half, not really as applicable. Northview's got to get moving. They don't have those potential possessions have dwindled away. And we'll see what Keegan Garrison, the senior quarterback, what he's able to muster. He's under duress by Max McGreal, and then Nathan Fancher takes him down. Sacked by Fancher, and Northview is facing a 2nd and long.
Quarterback did everything he could to get out of that situation, but once you're surrounded by that many black jerseys, it's hard to find the light.
McGreal got there first. Fancher mopped him up. 2nd and 14 coming up for Northview. Just the same 2 receivers in Easton Morgan and Vinny Bonomo. And the blitz is on. The screen set up. They get it to Allen, and it's erased. There on the tackle, fired up Max McGreal. And he has been so impactful in this drive. And Tom, you'll see him here. He breaks out of the middle linebacker spot, and he's going to meet the receiver.
It's good to see that they're putting the ball in the air again. The sad news is it looks like they didn't pick up any yards on that play.
The sad news was Guerin Catholic was ready for it too.
Well, the past 5 passing attempts by Garrison, that was his only completion.
And we're going to, if he's going to complete another one, it's going to be in the 4th quarter. We're heading there, and it's looking good for Guerin Catholic. They lead 19-0 on Golden Eagle TV, presented by Indiana SRN.
How does a good man become even better? By working out? Or by working his way up the corporate ladder? By changing his diet? Or by changing his style? By traveling the world? Or by staying perfectly still? For 300 years, we've helped good men become the best versions of themselves through a dedicated fraternity and by taking an oath to live a life of integrity, service, and brotherly love. Men who are as committed to each other and their families as they are to our noble cause. In the end, we don't just make men better, we make them Masons. Not just a man, a Mason.
Now this is the kind of play to write home to your mom about. That last touchdown for 27 yards. It was absolutely incredible. It was set up perfectly. It was executed brilliantly. He's going to remember this one for a long time. He gets the space he needs. He brings it down. There's that moment of panic where you don't know what's going to happen, but he holds on and numbers go up on the board.
1st and 10 for Northview to kick off this fourth quarter. 3rd and 10. 3rd and a lot, actually. Under trouble as Garrison heaves it downfield. Has Easton Morgan. Huge play, but he lost the ball. If they say it's a completion, it's going to be a fumble recovery by Danny Rode. Knee down. And, oh, it was so hopeful for Northview. And then it just squirted out. And it's a first down for Guerin Catholic. So much happened on this play. Garrison downfield. Morgan's there. He has it, then loses it. Max Nickel pops it out. Luke Moody can't grab it, but Danny Rode can. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for Guerin Catholic.
That is a nightmare situation for Northview. You really can't be giving up those things this late in the game, especially when you're down by 19.
It was there. It was in his hands, and then Max Nickel pops it out of Easton Morgan's grasp. And we'll see what happens. It's going to be a 14-point swing if Guerin can capitalize, and Jagger Albert gets off to a strong start. Getting it close to the 35-yard line, make it the 34. Here's the replay of this. Check this out one more time.
You can see the defense come up on him from behind. They just pop the ball right out.
Here's the run. Jagger squirting through. Good run by him. Continuing his strong game. 2nd and 3 for Guerin Catholic. Miller. Albert. Across the 35. It'll be 3rd and short. 3rd and 2 for Guerin Catholic. Just a 1-yarder for Jagger Albert. 144 for the senior running back. His best game of this senior season for him. He entered today with 274 yards on 77 carries, and Jagger has improved that a great deal. Next carry will be his 20th. Miller keeps. Elijah Edwards hit him, but bounced off the tackle from Corbin Allen and somersaults through the air to the 45. Another peek at this one, folks.
Edwards catches the ball behind the line, but he's able to use his speed to really just push through the defense, get out of that hit, and pick up about 8 yards on the play.
Yeah, 3 of them through the air. Be 1st down and 10 from the 44-yard line for Guerin Catholic. Elijah Edwards entered this half. Not much through the air, not much receiving, but he's been targeted a couple times now. Here's Allen. That's his 20th carry of the game and gets it across the 45-yard line. Gain of a couple for Jagger. For Edwards on the game, he has 2 catches for 10 yards. That last one was for 8.
But he's been targeted 3 times. It's just that first one that threw him off.
And then Sam Miller is 6 of 8 for 60 yards, 10 yards per completion. And the 20 included the 27-yard touchdown to Ryan Glenn. He's going to look deep again. There's Ryan Glenn. That one's way underthrown, and this is going to be pass interference. You would assume on Glenn. Glenn thinks it's on Easton Morgan. Easton Morgan's looking around. And there's the referee we want. Pass interference on Easton Morgan and Northview. Interesting. So Glenn was out deep. Morgan was in coverage. And then I don't know if we don't have that one, but it was an interesting decision either way. Ball a little underthrown. And the result is a first down for Guerin Catholic, ball on the 39-yard line in Northview, and the Golden Eagles are driving. Albert gets a few.
From what I've seen in the past couple plays, it really looks like Northview is getting a little bit rattled. They're seeing the clock wind down and they're getting worried, getting a little scrappy, not being as careful as they used to.
9 minutes to go in the game. Stop from Northview's defense is paramount if the Knights are going to be able to stay alive in this game. But each second Guerin takes away makes it less and less likely for what can be an explosive offense for the Knights. They just have not been able to convert, and they've had their chances, though.
They've had plenty of chances.
2nd and 8, throw, far side, Ryan Glenn, third catch of the game. Just shy of the 30-yard line, but he was tackled in bounds, so the clock continues to run. Here's a peek of that one, Mr. St. Amand.
That pass was exactly what they needed at that moment. He's able to pull that down and pick up about 17 yards.
Third down coming up.
That was much less than 17. I am bad at math. Let's go with just 7.
Let's go 7. 3rd and 3. We weren't going to say anything. Jagger Albert looks like he's going to move the chains, though, as he gets the ball across the 30. No, he is short. So, E on both announcers. I got the distance wrong twice, but it's 4th and 1 for Guerin, and not even a full 1. It's a 4th and maybe 7 or 12 feet. Third of a yard to go.
Math is hard.
12 inches. Yeah. And I don't know if he got it, folks. It's close. And look at that far referee. If he's right, then he didn't get there. And if he didn't, that's the Northview stop they need. We'll see what the head referee says. They might have to measure. First down Northview. They don't need to measure. He was short.
That is not what Guerin was hoping for. At this point, they're praying that their defense can hold the line, and so far this quarter, it really looks like they have. In the third quarter, Northview was only able to gain 8 yards the entire time.
Northview, they've got to get a lot of things happening in a very short amount of time. They've got 7 minutes, 5 seconds to save themselves in this game. They need 3 touchdowns to do it. And that burden will fall most squarely on the right shoulder of Keegan Garrison. And here he is. The first throw. Bonomo. Haven't seen him in a while, and he twirls forward. Nice play after the catch. Not enough yardage, but a decent play getting things going. 2nd down and very manageable for Northview. Garrison now 10 of 21 for 84 on that gain of 6 to Bonomo.
Little jump there.
Yeah, but apparently they weren't set yet. The clock's still going. Inside 6.5 to play. Another quick hitter out to Bonomo. Block downfield applied by Morgan. Flag coming in probably for that block. And we'll see the decision, but it looks like it's going to be very likely the 4th penalty of the game against Northview. And it is. It's a hold. It's going to go against Easton Morgan and Northview. You saw it right in the middle of your screen. That block sprung Bonomo, but illegally so. So it'll be still 2nd down, but 2nd and long. Back almost to the original line of scrimmage. You can say 2nd and 9, 2nd and 10. But the big difference is almost 15 seconds off the clock, and now it's rolling again as we get closer to 6 minutes to go. And facing a 3-score deficit for this Northview team that was looking and is still looking to win 6 consecutive games for the 4th straight year. They've won 5. They beat former number 1 Lutheran a week ago in dramatic fashion, and this one is ripped away by Bonomo. What's the ruling by the referees here? Nickel had it. Ball was down. Guerin celebrates. First down for Guerin on the Max Nickel interception.
Wow. Guerin has got to be ecstatic about that. That ball goes up. It was going to be a huge gain, but the defense swarms in, and they're able to get to it first.
Bonomo looked like he almost ripped it away. They said the ground caused it, so he was down before the Bonomo ripped it out of his grasp, and with under 6 minutes to play, Guerin is in a fantastic position in this matchup.
At this point, the coach has got to be looking at the clock and thinking, how do we manage this correctly to make sure that Northview gets as few touches as possible?
If Guerin can get 2-3 first downs, might be able to take it all away. Now Albert fights across the 25-yard line, or the 35-yard line. Didn't get much.
That was his 23rd carry on the night. 153 yards.
And basically 7 yards per carry.
I think the important thing about that carry is the clock keeps moving.
Indeed. We'll see if Guerin puts the ball back up in the air in this drive. That'd be a pretty bold call. They will. Quick fire. Breaking back on the ball and incomplete. That's going to freeze the clock. The intended receiver was the junior Noah Stubbs. Would have been his first catch of the year. But an incompletion. And it's 3rd down and 8 for Guerin Catholic.
I think Guerin had the right idea trying to surprise the defense there. But more importantly, are you a wizard? How did you see that pass coming?
I don't know. It was just written in the stars, I suppose. Although you can subscribe to the YouTube app for Indiana SRN, you can't see future play, so I didn't do that.
Yet.
One day. Albert. And Northview is going to get the ball back unless some trickery develops here on 4th down. We'll see what Guerin Catholic does.
And there's the switch.
Yep, and here comes the punt team. So we'll see if they fully commit to it. Miller trots off. That would be a bold gamble if they try to pull the fake here.
Well, they're ahead by enough. Sometimes it's better to play it safe.
4.5 to go. Northview lines up trying to block it. They don't. And this one will be just fallen on by the return man. So about 4:15 to go in this game. Guerin Catholic leads 19-0, and we're in the similar situation as before. Keegan Garrison's got to be better, and intercepted a few times, and he's looking at his total for the game. Tom, what's Keegan been able to do?
Well, the pass yards for Northview are currently sitting at 84 total yards, and if you look at what he's been throwing into the air, you can tell that he's got far less completions than he wants. He's thrown 12 incomplete passes.
And 2 of those were intercepted. And it's Corbin Allen at quarterback here. He's going to try to run it off that near side. Find some. Oh, he got hit. Nice drive by Max Nickel. Throwing him back. Couldn't quite get to the 30-yard line. The clock will run. It looked pretty, but he didn't get very far.
It's always fun to watch someone other than the quarterback take the snap. It makes things a little bit more interesting, keeps the defense on edge, and I think that's what Northview was going for here, trying to do anything they can to pick up those yards.
We're inside 4 minutes to play in this matchup. Keegan Garrison from the pistol. One wide receiver way to the top of your screen. It's another handoff. Safe play, Corbin Allen to the 36-yard line, maybe just across the 35. It's a first down, which will freeze the clock for a moment.
About a 7-yard pickup.
On the game, Corbin Allen, 44 yards on 16 carries, no touchdowns. Northview being shut out at the moment. That has not happened to them yet this season. The least amount of points they'd scored before tonight was in their 27-21 overtime loss to rival Terre Haute North.
Snap goes out, quarterback's moving.
And gets across the 30, and it seems the pace of Northview almost just trying to get this game over with. And we'll see, maybe they have something under their hat, but not moving very deliberately, I should say. We're inside 3 minutes. Garrison still at quarterback. Bonomo in that slot. But that play, that pass deep downfield, there were a couple moments that really changed the trajectory of this game. Garrison will try it deep. He's got a lot of guys there, but he overthrew Gordon and Bonomo. But you look at the play where he had Easton Morgan down the middle of the field, and it was poked away from nickel.
That would have been another great play right there. It was almost 35 yards if he had been able to bring that down, and that would have changed the game completely. Maybe an onside kick, and you're back in it.
As it is, he overthrows Elias Gordon. So 3rd down and 6 for Northview. And if you're Mark Rates and the rest of these Northview Knights on their heading back to Brazil, there's going to be a lot of things running through their mind. Opportunities lost. They had the ball in Guerin Catholic's red zone, couldn't convert it. Here's a throw outside, popped up in the air and incomplete. 4th down for Northview. Easton Morgan, the intended receiver.
He's been targeted 4 times. One of them he was able to bring down, but that one ended in a fumble, so not much to brag about.
That was the fumble by Max Nickel, who has had a really good... Most of the players in the Guerin Catholic defense have had great games. Max McGreal's had a wonderful one. Parker Bell's been all over the place. Same Braden Hall. Nathan Fancher had a sack, and Northview is punting. So the likely seeding the game here, this punt is away. Won't need to be fielded because it's going to keep rolling and stop on the 40-yard line. Now Guerin Catholic, 2 minutes, 20 seconds away from their second win of the season. Coming up next for Guerin Catholic on October 9th. A week from today, Guerin will travel to Decatur Central, currently the number 6 ranked team in Class 5A, and then we'll wrap up the regular season at home on the 16th versus Culver. Culver entered tonight at 1-4. So a couple opportunities here, Guerin. If they want to finish above 500, the easiest way would just be to win out the regular season. The Golden Eagles have been over 500 every year in Tom Dilley's 7-year tenure. And want to keep that rolling. Other scores from around the state. Final, Brownsburg beat Zionsville 41-13. Bishop Chatard is handling Maryville 31-14. Mooresville beating Whiteland 35-28. Handoff to Albert. Didn't get much. Didn't really need much though. Center Grove. They showed up tonight. I don't know if Pike did. 57-14. Ditto for Westfield, 59-27 over Avon. Carmel beat Ben Davis 31-9. It's crazy when you look at some of the games in the MIC where Ben Davis, Warren Central, they rise one year, fall the next. The Greyhounds looking really strong. Same for Cathedral. The Fighting Irish beat the Elder Panthers from Cincinnati 36-14. Cathedral had 3 straight games in 3 straight weeks against powerhouses from Ohio and dispatched them all. So the Fighting Irish looking like a huge player coming up in the state playoffs. Mount Vernon continues their ways. They're number 1 in Class 4A, and they beat Newcastle 48-6. And that's it for out-of-town scoreboard update provided by Titus Bakery and Deli at Reynolds. Up in Atlanta, Indiana, not too far a drive from Guerin Catholic. You can go visit, get a breakfast sandwich.
For donuts that delicious, I'd make that drive.
I hope you would. We get closer to 60 seconds to play. 3rd and 6 for Guerin Catholic. 1 first down ends it, but this game has been effectively over for a while. Really since that last interception that Max Nickel plucked out of the sky above Vinny Bonomo. This will be Jagger Albert. Gets across the 45-yard line, not much further. So Guerin will maybe have to do one more snap. And then this one will be sealed up. Coming up in postgame, a very quick stat recap from our statistician, Tom St. Amand. And then we will be saying goodnight from Guerin Catholic High School. But a 4th and 5. And it is very likely to be the final snap of the game. Guerin Catholic will rise to 2-3 on the season. Northview will not get their 6-game win streak for the 4th consecutive year unless they go a big run in the postseason. They'll fall to 5-2. So 1 week after the delay game, we'll move the ball back. So there will be one more snap upcoming. But 1 week after the big dramatic win for Northview over 1A number 1 Lutheran, beating the Saints 26-25 in overtime. They visit Noblesville, Indiana, and they're going to lose to Guerin Catholic, who had been struggling. Guerin, in the previous 3 weeks, had been outscored by conference foes Brebeuf, Roncalli, and Bishop Chatard 108-7. But the final score was 19-0 tonight. The kneel down, the genuflection ends it, and Guerin Catholic is 2-3. They're the victors, 19-0 over the visiting Northview Knights. Tom, let's get a couple of key players and some stats from this evening.
Well, for Guerin, you have to give credit to Albert, the running back. He had 27 carries this game and 161 yards. The first carry of the game, he brought down for 52. That is almost a third of his entire total. He was also 2 of the touchdowns for the team. And Guerin being a run-heavy offense, he was the workhorse of the Golden Eagles.
And the team stats go?
Team stats, it looks like Guerin in total had 241 yards. 174 of those were from Albert. The others, quarterback keepers, little scrambles here and there. And pass yards was only 67, but again, one of those passes was able to be pulled down for a touchdown. For Northview, it's a bit of a different story. They were about 90 yards less in total, and the second half was not what they were hoping for, getting a total of 31 yards in the second half.
On behalf of producer Brett Goodrich and color commentary statistics provided by Tom St. Amand, I'm Jonathan Mathis saying thanks for joining us, and so long from Noblesville, Indiana. Guerin Catholic, the victors, 19-0 on Golden Eagle TV, presented by Indiana SRN.
I have a whole new respect for you guys. That was